Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I have something important to talk about. Okay, look at that vertical green line on the right-hand side of my screen. You see that? That marks August. August is important because we know we have a lot of catalysts in August. If you've been following my videos, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to go over it and rinse and repeat. August is going to be important, an important month where we could potentially break one penny. And I say that because we created a higher floor. For those of you who didn't watch my weekend videos, Aitx is doing the opposite of Aitx. It's creating a newer floor, a lower floor though, not a higher one, a lower one, as you can see. So Aitx is doing the opposite. And I mentioned this in my previous video. It created a higher floor. The previous floor was at 002. Now it's at 004, which should make it much easier going into August. It should make it much easier for us to break one penny. I do believe we will break one penny. Like I said, it's going to take time though. I believe that will happen. And I unfortunately only have three positions: 007, 0057, and another one at low 004s. The only position I have in the green, but I unfortunately did not add the big position that I wanted to add. We'll see if maybe it comes down, but I just don't think we'll see 002s ever again, in my opinion. And look, what I'm trying to point out is going into August, the higher the share price stays at, the likelier it is that we will break one penny. Because right now we're not at 004s. We bounced off of that level. Let me grab my tool here. We bounced off of 004s. That is our higher floor. That is where buyers said, you know what, I like it here. It's good enough to buy. And people stepped in at 004s and it did not go any lower. That is a higher floor. So if it comes back down here, we would expect buyers to step in again and we'll just consolidate. We'll consolidate here going into August, which is good because we're consolidating at this higher floor going into August, and then the August catalyst drop, and we start, doing this. Oops, no, the stock doesn't do that. It pulls back a little bit, then goes again. I mean, look at that. It's pretty on the money here. But instead of dropping, we break the one penny is what we're looking for. Especially because again, we created a higher floor. So this is what we would see in August. That is my prediction at least. And then eventually we drop back down, of course. We're not just going to skyrocket back up. I'm sure dilution is going to happen and so on and so forth. But that is my prediction here. Worst case scenario. I doubt the company is going to do something stupid like, hey, let's just drop a bunch of negative headlines to send the share price down to 002s. Hey, let's really dilute them. I highly doubt they're going to do that. I highly doubt it. The good thing about them diluting up here is, yeah, it sends the share price down, but it accelerates it, that's for sure. But now we don't have to worry about it anymore. It's out of the way, it's done. That's what I'm assuming because we're trading pretty clean here. There were a couple of times where I would see the share price, it would move up, and then towards end of day, it would just sell off. So I think that's done. I don't think because on not Saturday, on Friday, where's the lower time frame? I need my lower time frame. I think on Saturday. Damn it! I keep swearing. I gotta stop swearing. Where's Friday? I'm looking for Friday. There's Friday. Yeah, on Friday, usually you would see a sell-off. Like you would just see a big red bar going into market close. But we didn't get that. So that's why I'm saying I think we're done here with the dilution and the selling. It doesn't matter if it's dilution or just people selling. We're done with it, it seems. Uh, and if we're going to trade clean, the best case scenario, let's go over the best case scenario. Let me grab my green line to indicate best case scenario. Best case scenario is this: we slowly but surely climb higher and higher going into August catalyst. And then let's say going into August we're at 007s. I mean, 007s and one penny, that gap is not that far. That there's not a big gap at that point between there's not a big gap between one penny and 007. Again, this is assuming best case scenario, we slowly start climbing organically higher and higher because again, there's no dilution, no negative headlines, nothing for us nothing's stopping us at that point, right? We can just organically climb higher now, just on buying pressure because so little selling pressure exists. Best case scenario, we go into August already at 006, 007s, maybe even 008s, best case scenario. And that gap to 1 penny is going to be so easy to close on the catalyst dropping because we're already so close to that 1 penny mark. And we could easily break above 1 penny and go to 1.2. So that's best case scenario. It's going to depend entirely on what kind of headlines we get for AITX this entire month. Because it is the month of July, it is the first. So this month really is going to dictate, yeah, yeah, this month is going to dictate, it's going to dictate a lot. Definitely be ready. Be ready. It's going to be a fun month going into August. Um, Other than that, look to buy 004s. That is where I'm going to look to buy. And I don't see 002s. You notice that I didn't really talk about, hey, we're probably going to break down and go lower, guys. Yeah, it's going to happen. Nope. I didn't say that because I just don't believe it. Like, I don't believe we're going to come down anymore. If it does, yeah, thanks. I'll buy 002s and I'll buy the big position that I did not head. I'd be more than happy to. But with everything that's underway and them doing all the right things, I think we're just going to stay above 004. Whether we consolidate or slowly climb higher, it doesn't matter. When the catalyst hit, we're going to go to 1 penny again. Whether we break it, it's going to depend on how hot that PR is and how big the numbers are. Because we know, if you've been following this channel, we know people love the big numbers. So that's really what's going to dictate uh, whether we close that gap, how quickly we close that gap to 1 penny and then break it. And if we break it, we can go as far as 137 and 125, and then maybe even possibly 184. Don't forget, on a hot catalyst, this thing ran from 0061 to 182. That it did that back here. With the dilution and with the bigger share structure, maybe it's going to be a little harder. It's going to get a little harder to make these kinds of moves. Let's be real, but that doesn't mean there is an opportunity there. So there you go, guys. A little more in-depth technical analysis in terms of what I'm predicting for the future. And that's it for the video. Oh, wait, no, no, no. Wait, I do want to address some comments. Someone did mention like dilution. No, dilution is still going to happen. Let me see if I can pull up that comment. Someone left a comment like, hey, look, I run a business and let's see, where is it? Yeah, I was about to go without addressing some of the questions here for 2 days ago. Where is it? Appreciate all the legwork loading up for August. I'm sure some people are loading up for August because that mid. If you didn't watch my ATX mid-year review, I mean, they've been they really are looking to make a lot of sales this year. That's all I'm gonna say. They really are looking for that increase in RMR over the course of the year. I started buying at 0025. Now I sold half today and I'm basically holding free shares. I would love to hold forever, but I like fast money. I don't blame you, especially with how volatile this thing is. Bought in at 0041. I was waiting for lower, but yeah, just hold it at that point. That's what I'm doing. I did buy at 0043. I bought a low 004s because I kind of had no choice. I'm like, man, I wasn't gonna go all in there, but I bought $1,000 worth. Unfortunately, I didn't get to add that usually 7,000. Where is it? I disagree on this one. In my experience, dilution is for sustained overhead costs that have you in the red. When companies get large orders, there is financing with almost every major. Well, okay. I'm not going to address that because I don't got time. We can go on and on. Where is it? You are right on. If they want to grow, they'll need more money. Their revenue is not there yet. I'm a business developer myself, and AITX doing everything right. Yeah, that's really the whole point of that video. AITX adoption discussion. Adoption is going to take time. We know that. But if they want to grow and expand, they really will need the money, and the money they're not public for no reason. They're public because they want to raise money so that they can grow, and ultimately you invest in it because you expect a return at some point in the future. I'm not going to make a bold claim and say it's the next Amazon, but I mean maybe the next Netflix because it has that business model of making money every month. So if they continue to grow, they will need to dilute, I'm sure, to raise money so that they can create more product to to meet the demand. that will happen in the future, and they're going to need a bigger space, more AI factories, whatever you want to call them. But you can check out that video. I go more in depth into that. And that's it. I don't want to talk too long. I sometimes I feel like I go on too long. But hopefully this gives you something positive to look forward to this month, at least with AITX. I don't know about other stocks, but AITX looking real good, creating a higher floor, completely probably the best OTC penny stock right now, just because it communicates. And that is the difference maker. And I will see you guys in the next one.